Who cares at this point? You know, who cares? If this is the way that gaming, companies want to go, just let them. Just let them. Because apparently pushing an agenda and a message is a lot more important than making a game that's good. Good story, good characters. And nowadays, it's shown that companies can't do both. If they're gonna have inclusivity and stuff like that, it's gonna be at the sacrificing good storytelling and good characters, because those characters, those diverse characters, are always one dimensional. It's like, oh, this person's gay. Their entire personality is them being gay. This person is black. Their entire personality is being black. So if they want to keep going down this route, let them. Let them, Warner Brothers. If you want to keep doing it, go ahead. Warner Brothers doubles down on inclusion despite $200 million loss with Suicide Squad to kill the Justice League. Warner Brothers Discovery announced that it is committed to telling inclusive and diverse stories across our film and television programming around the world. Chief Global Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer Asif Sadiq. What a useless fucking title. And Chief People and Culture Officer Jennifer Remling sent a memo to staff that was obtained by Deadline back at the end of February, where it was unequivocally declared the company's support to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. In the memo, the deal declared, for far more than a century, our company has had a proud history of creating stories that inspire. Well, they don't anymore. Educate and entertain. Well, they don't anymore. Audiences of all backgrounds, well, except those who don't agree with you, then you couldn't care less. All over the world, as storytellers, to truly and deeply connect with those global audiences, it is imperative that we understand and reflect the incredible depth. Yeah, you guys are incapable of that. Depth of their lives and experiences at every level of our company, in front of and behind the camera, on or and off the screen. Our success absolutely depends on having a team that's truly diverse. No, it doesn't. How about hiring people who can do the job? If they're diverse, great. But don't hire someone specifically because they're black. Don't hire someone specifically because they're a part of the LGBTQ plus community. I mean, hire writers who can do the job. It's, again, these companies can't do both anymore. They can't write good stories that are, diverse. It's like, oh, we're going to tell a good story, or, oh, we're going to have diversity, equity, inclusion. And then the characters just always suck. And the story sucks. Because they treat the viewer or the player like they're stupid. They hold your hand the whole time, telling you the message the entire game or an entire movie. Racism's bad. You shouldn't do a racism. It's like, we can pick up on subtle hints, We don't need it to be thrown in our face every 5 seconds. And when they do that, when they throw it in your face like that, it sacrifices good storytelling. But sure, Warner Brothers, keep doing it. I'm sure it'll work out eventually. Our success absolutely depends on a team that's truly diverse, reflects all perspectives except for the ones that they don't agree with, and has a culture where our employees feel valued and respected, apart from the ones that you disagree with, because quite frankly, we know that there's no, say, Christians or Trump supporters working there, because they know they'd be fired immediately. These have always been our values, and that won't ever change. Next, the duo declared the company's allegiance to woke ideology. We continue to be strongly committed to telling inclusive and diverse stories across our films. Diverse, meaning it's basically black and gay. That's really what these people mean by diverse. Black and gay. Maybe some trans sometimes, but that's all they're doing. They're just, as long as it's not white. So, black gays, black trans, pretty much as long as it's not straight white male. Really, look at these games. It's always, when they say diverse, it's always just black. That's what they think about black people. They basically use you as a prop. And then they stereotype you and the freaking personality and their character. And no one says anything. Instead, it's like, oh my God. Oh, yes, thank you, company, for that diversity and inclusion. It's like, no, you're being used as props. Of note, the company took a $200 million impairment charge after the failure of Suicide Squad killed the Justice League a little over a year ago. Nevertheless, they continue that they will be growing an inclusive team. Again, just get people who can write, because good writers can write for any race. If you're going out of your way to make sure, oh, well, the person we hire needs to be black, that's but again, it's worked out so far for you guys, so no reason to believe that it won't work out eventually. And they do this by best-in-class recruiting and training programs, which provide essential skills, training, education, and job opportunities to build career paths into the entertainment industry for people of all backgrounds, unless they're white, unless they're straight white men, because people are always complaining about straight white men in these companies, and that's what they want less of. So, why you always lying? Quit fucking lying. However, Siddiq is on record advocating for the removal of qualified employees simply because they oppose DEI. Wow, what a shocker. Newsbuster reported that Siddiq outlined his tactics as a panelist for the Aspen Institute webinar titled The Future of DEI in Corporate America back in February 2024. His comments came following Design Observer editor-in-chief Ellen McGirt sharing, "We came up with this strategy, and I love it. It is find your people and ignore the person you cannot persuade." Sounds like discrimination. Also, it's technically racism because, usually they're going to be white people, so you are, an entire group of people based on their skin color. That is racism. It's also illegal to do this, so, but sure, I'm sure it'll work out for you. You know exactly who they are, and if you can't bring yourself to do it because of your professional orientation, give it 30 days. Ignore them for 30 days. Don't take the bait. Don't send them the clip. Don't send them the newsletter. Don't send them the deck. Just focus on the people who are willing to do the... What? What if the person, I don't know, votes for Donald Trump and he's like the best, programmer there? Doing his job, comes in on time, friendly to everyone, but oh no, he votes for Donald Trump. He's a threat to everyone here. Go fuck yourselves, you pieces of fucking shit. Truly the side of love and love and tolerance. The new arrivals to the work. The new leaders who are preparing, as we've talked about to be better allies, to be more vulnerable, to communicate better, work preparing them, but absolutely do not get caught in that spin cycle of trying to persuade the most powerful person that you know who is not interested to be interested because they're not coming. I'm gonna come. 30 days, you can do it. Siddiq reacted to McGirt saying, "And if I just add on to that point, because I think it's such an important point, even beyond leaders, there are always those few people who will never change. You will never convince them. You can try up until the end of eternity and it will still not happen. We waste so much energy doing that sometimes as individuals, whether you're in leadership position or how about instead of worrying about stupid crap like, do you support gay rights? How about you just bring in people who can do the fucking job?" I know, crazy idea. Crazy idea. You're not there to freaking save the world. You're not there to make a political statement. You're a fucking gaming company. Or, in this case, like with Warner Brothers, movies and this and that. You're there to entertain people. So the people who are there should be able to do the job. It's not oh, well, sorry, you're a nice guy, but, You support Donald Trump, though. We can't have you here. Oh, you're a straight white male. Oh, you may be the best programmer in the company, but oh, we gotta make room for that black person who wants to come in. Focus on the ones who want to change, because that way you can start changing culture. And if you change culture, often those who do not come around will start saying that this place isn't the way it used to be, and they'll leave themselves, which is great. Because that's exactly what you want, right? Just to constantly lose people. Winning strategy, guys. Sadiq said, I think this is a moment where people have to show up as actively being anti-racist while you are all being racist by discriminating against especially white people. But no, it's to fight the oppression, the systemic racism and the patriarchy. So it's okay if they're racist because they're trying to be anti-racist. Makes sense to me. What's your problem? And that requires going a bit further than saying, that's not me, so I'm just going to sit back. That requires you using your power, privilege, and the position you hold to try to create equity for marginalized groups. For historically marginalized groups and groups who haven't had access. But that's impossible now because every group has more access than straight white dudes. So who's oppressed now? Who's marginalized? You have the freaking dude over at Obsidian, freaking Matt Hansen's like, oh, yeah, if you're black, you take priority because there's too many crusty white dudes here. So marginalized people are already getting special treatment. So, like, what more do these people fucking want? And then they wonder why things just aren't great anymore because they keep hiring people based on skin color and, you know, their gender, and instead of people who can do the job. And it's showing up as well, showing up internally, showing up to even to the structures that DEI has put in place, whether it's business resource groups, employee resource groups, events. Showing up during the period of time for a leader is critical. Because it shows that you care and are willing to learn. Despite this, Sadiq and Remling's email claims that they will be supporting all employees except for the ones they disagree with, mainly the straight white male, and will ensure our business resource groups will, which we believe play an important role in fostering community and belonging, continue to thrive as they welcome everybody except for the people who they don't agree with, straight white men, celebrate culture, and share experiences. Next, the email states that the company will be leading with inclusion. Our overarching work in this place will now be referred to as inclusion, which Asif's team will continue to oversee. Making this change better aligns our language with our focus throughout our company and in our industry and across our content. We're updating the language we use to ensure that the intent and impact of our actions are clear. Oh, it's very clear, Mr. Sadiq. It is very clear. Clear as crystal. You know, when you go to like the Bahamas or something and you see that it's clear. It's like that, where you can see the bottom. It is clear what your message and what you're trying to do here. It does claim it will have a uniform and consistent application process across our talent programs, including internships, mentoring, and other development programs. All of our programs will be open and welcoming to all applicants unless they're straight white males who support Donald Trump, with the goal of cultivating an inclusion home for world-class talent. Sure. Let's just stop lying. You're not going for the talent. You're going to check those boxes. Again, you could have the best writer there as a straight white male, but because he's a straight white male, you're going to go for the person who may not have so much experience because they're black. So don't even fucking lie. By investing in the world-class talent from wherever it comes, we are not only supporting growth and opportunity in this company, but also strengthening the wider industry's future. However, this flies in the face of previous comments made by Sadiq about kicking out employees on pure ideological grounds, no matter how talented they are. Finally, the duo conclude their email reiterating, since our commitment to inclusion is essential to our business and our mission, we are undertaking this evolution thoughtfully. We are working with corporate and creative stakeholders from across the company to develop a refreshed strategy that aligns with both our business priorities and core values. We will share more with you soon as this progresses. Telling stories that shape culture and engage people all over the world takes a commitment to diverse voices, perspectives, and experiences. Fully representing our audience is critical to our business, our content, and our culture. And yet, every time again you see representation, it's always just black or gay. So, what representation are you really going for? We are now and will always be committed to ensuring our values underpin how we operate as a company, except if you're a straight white male. Because if you're a straight white male, fuck you and everything you stand for. Now, if you're a straight white male, but you're like, oh my God, I love feminism and girls, just girl power. And yes, I know that I'm a racist. I'm a straight white male and I agree. We have too much white privilege. You know, they'll take that one. But if you're a traditional, straight white male and you don't believe in the whole pronouns or diversity, equity, inclusion bullcrap, yeah, they're not going to have you. They're not going to have you. And if any moment they find out that you are a straight white male who has traditional values, yeah, the rest of the people here are feeling kind of threatened. They don't feel safe around you. It's like, dude, I've been here for like 5 years and no one's, yeah, but it's come out that you support Donald Trump, so no one around here feels safe around you. Oh, so just because I support Trump, they found out now, somehow I'm gonna have like a switch of personality and just start being a bad person? Come on. Come on. But, inclusivity and representation. Duh. Anyway. But again, Warner Brothers, you can do whatever you want. Keep doubling down, triple, quadruple. I don't care. Whatever 20 is. Don't care. You're just going to keep losing money. And then you're going to have shocked Pikachu face. Like, oh, why are we losing money? Well, that's why. Because you keep prioritizing inclusion, diversity, and all that, rather than telling good stories that are just naturally diverse. Good stories, well-written characters. Nope. Gotta make sure everyone knows what the story's about by reminding them every 2 seconds. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.